Hello, everyone. We are live and we are ready to start talking about copy that sells. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the sound on my phone. But today we're talking about copy that sells. We're going to be focusing in on your sales page and your services page. And this is a topic that I've actually talked about quite a bit over the years in my content. But today I wanted to dive deeper and kind of combine a good amount of what I've talked about in the past. So I'm going to be kind of combining conversations that I've had. So here's the presentation. Creating copy that sells. I believe let me just check here real quick to see that we are indeed in the group. If you can hear me, please say hello and let me know who you are, where you're from. I'm just going to get this pulled up real quick here on my phone. I want to see that. Yes, there we are. We are live. Excellent. And we even have comments coming in. Oh, hi, Tammy. So nice to see you here. Awesome. If anybody else is showing up live, please say hello to me. Let me know you're here. And if you're watching on replay, same thing. Say hello. Let me know who you are, where you're from. And if you have any questions at all that come up while we're talking about this, please feel free to put them in the comments. I do have my presentation here up on my phone. Whether you're reading it or actually listening in, that's great. I'm doing this through StreamYard, so you have the captions, which is really awesome. I'm actually really loving being able to do this, because in the past it's usually just gone straight through Facebook, and when you go straight through Facebook, it doesn't really let you share your screen. I mean, I'm sure some people can, but it never lets me share my screen when I do a live on Facebook directly. So I'm loving using StreamYard. I used it for the first time yesterday, and I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I'm really excited to starting next week, whenever I go live, I'm actually going to be simultaneously posting it on YouTube as well. So you'll be able to find me on YouTube. I actually already have some of my previous lives posted up there. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be producing more blog posts too. This entire 3-day event that I'm doing in here, I'm actually going to create a blog post for each one. So when each of those goes live on my site, I will be sharing them with you. I'm also updating my website, which I'm really excited about. Basically, I'm going back to basics, you guys. I've spent the last year trying so many different things, and honestly, it didn't feel like me. And if you watched my live yesterday, you probably saw the number of owns that were in there. And yeah, I'm gonna totally be redoing that, because that is so not me. That's not like me. I took 4 years of speech and debate. So and there goes the ums again. Anyway, I spent 4 years doing speech and debate and drama. So that is so not me. And we're gonna try and fix that today. Anyway, so let's just get started creating copy that sells. And I'm going to move on. I'm going to introduce myself for anybody who doesn't know who I am. My name is Brittany. I am the CEO of Leanne Minton Virtual Assistants. This is my group that you are currently watching this in, focused on content creation. I have 2 boys, Wesley and Charles, and I love them to pieces. They are 5 and 3. You may end up hearing some banging at some point during this presentation, because they like to come and knock on the door. My husband's out there with them, but that doesn't stop them from coming after mom. Why Leanne Minton? For Leanne Minton Virtual Assistants, when my name is Brittany. Leanne is actually my middle name. Minton, it's the name that I've given my boys, It's a family name from a couple generations back. And when I first started writing, I was writing some really controversial things about, religion, history, things of that nature. I was really into historical fiction, and I still am. And one day I'll probably write a book series in historical fiction. But for now, what I do is I write conversion copy, and I love it. I love that I get to help other businesses, and I love that I get to help people connect with others who can change their lives. So, but anyway, I chose Leanne Minton because Leanne was my middle name. Minton, it was a family name of someone, my great-grandmother, who I love. I never got to meet her, but she was an amazing person. And I took the Anna pen name because my mom said that I could end up getting in a lot of trouble for some of the things that I was writing about. And so I was like, well, okay, I'll create a pen name. And it also just kind of sounded cool, a little bit mysterious, right? I mean, who doesn't want to, have a secret code name? So as a teenager, it was Leanne Minton. And then when I went to college, I started introducing myself as Leanne instead of Brittany because there were just so many Brittany's when I was growing up that I was like, you know what, I want to be Leanne. And so now my husband calls me Leanne and my in-person friends call me Leanne. You could call me Brittany, you could call me Leanne. I'll respond to both. I really don't care at this point. But that's the story behind the name. I originally started writing copy for the online space in 2015. I started off as a freelancer, writing content, and I was really treating it like a job search. I feel like a lot of us come into this space and that's how we start off. We start off treating it like we're looking for a corporate job. But the thing is, it's not a corporate job versus running your own businesses. They're two completely different things. And it took me a few years because I was dealing with postpartum depression after having my first baby. But finally I realized, I can't just keep looking for a job online. I need to actually start looking for clients, and I need to start treating this like a business. I need to start building relationships. And because when it comes to running a business, when it comes to selling, it really is about the relationship. And we're actually going to talk about a lot of that today. So this is what we're going to talk about. 3 questions to ask yourself before sitting down to write content. The 4 key pieces your customer needs to see. Plus, we're going to go over the full format of a sales page. Now, this format of a sales page, it's what used to be really popular, to have that long sales page and you had all these different sections. So we're going to be going over what all those different sections are. And the reason I'm covering this in this way is that while you're no longer going to be utilizing all of these different sections on your sales page anymore, because nobody wants to read through a very long sales page, they are not popular. It is not the way, it's not really the way business is done anymore. But I like to talk about it like this because it's in those different sections that you see what types of other content you really need to be creating for your business in order to build those relationships with your audience and with your potential clients. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now let's move on. We're going to get to the first section. The 3 questions to ask yourself before sitting down to write content. What is the purpose? Who is your audience? What is your goal? So when it comes to the purpose, when you sit down to write copy, you really need to think about what part of the marketing cycle you're in. Now, you have people who are coming in at different points throughout your every day. So you have new people coming to you every single day. You have people, they've been with you for a while. In some cases, it takes people years before they're ready to buy from you, right? And in other cases, it takes, a few days, a few weeks, a few months. There's really no telling how long your marketing cycle is going to be with each person. And that's why it is so important to develop these relationships in throughout your content. But you need to, when it comes to creating your copy, you need to understand what your purpose is. What are you trying to do with this copy? Are you trying to get the sale? Are you just trying to, provide valuable information? Are you trying to introduce who you are? Because there are really four key pieces of content that you should really be creating. We're going to talk about that a little bit in a moment, but you really need to be giving value, engaging, introducing yourself, and selling basically all the time. And it's hard to get all four of those pieces into a single piece of content, but while it is possible, it's also nice to just break it up a little bit and just have multiple pieces of content that cover each one of those four purposes. So really think about what the purpose is when you're creating the content. Are you simply trying to give value and educate your audience? Are you trying to entertain them and engage with them? Are you honestly trying to sell to them? Because that is okay. You can be directly selling to your audience. In fact, I highly recommend that you do. But you also need to make sure that you have a little bit of the value piece or the engagement piece in there with it when you're selling. And then finally, are you just introducing yourself? Because you're going to have new people coming into your world all the time. It's really important that you have some sort of an introductory post that you regularly interchange with and put out there. Because especially if you're utilizing your personal profiles, then it's really, instead of them just reading through your bio and having to click through all that mess, it might be nice for them to just be able to skim through your personal profile and see an introductory post that gives them all the information that they need. All right, so that's what is the purpose. Understanding what are you really trying to do with that piece of copy, with that content. And when it comes to a sales page, honestly, when it comes to a sales page, you want to make sure that, yes, you are focused on the direct selling aspect, but that you're also giving away value. So value and sales, they really go strongly together. So as you create that sales page or that services page, make sure you're thinking about both purposes. Who is your audience? Now, everybody has their own version and their own way of coming up with the client avatar. When I talk to my clients about their client avatar, I don't necessarily want to know the demographics, and I do want to know what part of the marketing cycle they believe their audience is in. Are they warm? Are they cold? But the key aspect is, what is the problem that you solve for your audience? What problem are they coming to you with? That's really what the question you need to be answering when it comes to who your audience is, because you could have maybe you prefer to work with moms who are in their 30s, and so they still have younger children. Maybe they have preteens, but their kids are either really little, between really little and preteen age typically. So they're in their 30s, and maybe they're, I don't know, maybe they're entrepreneurs too. We'll just go real simple like that. Well, the problem that you solve for them is that you help them get more clients. Well, you could have a single mom who fits all those demographics and is trying to get more clients, and you can also have a mom with a husband and a giant support system behind her, helping her in her business so that she can work towards getting those clients. Or you can have the single mom who doesn't really have a big support system. She's by herself. She's shuffling her kids to and from school, but yet she still fits your demographic of being a 30-year-old mother who's an entrepreneur. So when it comes to your audience, you really want to think about all aspects of your audience that fit into that mold. You could have, because in that same tone, you could have a mother who has a husband and has a big support system, but she's sick a lot. And she's trying to start this business from her bed because she's constantly being left, having to sit down or stay in her bed so that she doesn't, get sicker. So there's so many aspects, so many ways that the problem that you solve and maybe the demographics you've set for that person that you want to help solve this problem. And so you want to get really clear on that. So when it comes to who is your audience, think really hard about the problem that you solve and and consider that there are different people who are going to resonate with that problem, and focus more on that than who those individuals are. Focus more on the problem and the solution you provide them. What is your goal? What result are you looking to have happen based on your content? This is also sometimes referred to as the call to action. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. But what is your goal? Like, are you trying to, when you're creating this piece of content, are you trying to get, 10 people to sign up for this course that you have? Are you trying to get 100? Maybe your goal is not to necessarily sell anything, but maybe you're trying to build your email list, or you're trying to build up your group. So I want you to really think about what that end goal is when you're developing your content. Okay. So when it comes to sales ad copy, there are 4 key pieces your customer needs. And we talked about the headline and the call to action yesterday. So the headline is that really catchy phrase, if you will, that catches their eye. It grabs their emotions as well as their senses. So you really have to capture their attention with that first headline. Because it's going to be what draws them into the rest of your copy. And this is extremely important, not just with your ads and with your posts. It's also really important to keep in mind with your web pages, and whether that's your landing page or your freebie offer, your sales page for a course or service that you offer, or even if it's for your services page. You want to make sure that you have a headline that's going to capture their attention and make them want to keep reading more. And then, of course, you have your call to action. You need to know what next step you want your audience to take after reading your copy. So that's the headline and the call to action. That needs to be on every single piece of content you create, whether it's a social media post, web page, email, message in actually, I guess you don't really have to do that in messaging because you're having a conversation there. But you do need the headline when you're first starting to interact. You need something that's going to capture their attention and make them want to read the message that you're sending them. And like I was talking about yesterday, you want to avoid I, and you want to make it about your client, your customer, your audience member. You want to make it about them. So avoid using I and attack their senses, their what they hear, touch, taste, sight, and smell. But it also goes for their emotions as well. Okay, pain points, solution. Now, this goes into what we were talking about just a moment ago with really truly understanding the problem that you solve for your audience and your customer, and the journey that you take them through. And we talked about this yesterday. We talked about the hero's journey. You want to make sure that in your copy, whether it's an ad, a social media post, or even the sales page, that you're taking your audience and your potential customer through the journey that they are going to follow by signing up with you. So it's more than just their problems and the solution that you provide them. It's the experience that you provide along the way as well. And so that's really what those pain points and solution are all about. Okay, so I really love talking about this, the 14 potential sections for a sales page. It used to be that a sales page included all 14 of these. That's no longer the case because people don't like long sales pages anymore. It's been overdone. They're not going to buy just because you have a super long sales page with all of this information. Most of the time, people are going to buy from you because of all of the previous content that you've created and that relationship you've developed with them. So showing up and doing live videos like this one, where you give just lots and lots of value, hopping into the DMs with your audience and providing them feedback and helping them through those little stepping stones that they need to take before they're ready to work with you. And all of that is really what's going to make them go over to your sales page and then click yes. Now, will you have some people come to your sales page that have never heard of you before, don't know who you are? Yes. And will you have some of those people who do that choose to buy from you? Yes. It is entirely possible to do that. However, you're going to get a much higher ROI if you've given all of this information within your content, if you've developed it. Not so much the scarcity, though scarcity, we'll talk about that here in a minute, because scarcity is a really touchy subject these days because people are over the whole car salesman tactics of online marketing, and using the scare tactic doesn't you only have a few days left, doesn't really work. When it comes to scarcity, it's really just more about it's more about your boundaries in business, letting them know, hey, I can only work with this many people in this time frame, and this is how many spots I have left. So that's what scarcity is about, or it's about giving your audience a timeline and a timetable of when they're going to be able to access the content. So scarcity in this day and age, it's no longer what it used to be really at all in this old format of a sales page. Okay, so here are the 14 sections that used to be on a sales page. We have a compelling headline, the story and pain points, the solution, you announced your offer, the benefits of your offer, a call to action, so a place for them to click to buy and telling them to click to buy. Offer details, so getting really detailed into what your offer actually entails and how it works. Pricing, scarcity, we already talked about that. Social proof, so social proof being, your testimonials, whether it's video or, images from Facebook or reviews directly put on your website. Guarantee, bio, who the offer is for and not for, and facts. So while you are still going to include some of these items on your sales page, you're not going to include all of them anymore. So, and really it depends on how long you want your sales page to be, which will determine which of these items you include. I always recommend keeping the bio on there. It's really good for those people who maybe don't know who you are yet, and they just they happen to end up on your sales page. For those people who don't know who you are and aren't, they're clearly not going to be ready to buy from you just yet, having the bio there is really helpful for them to let them know, who you are, and maybe let them know if you are someone they want to get to know and follow to learn more about, so that the next time you provide this offer and you put this sales page out there, they're ready to go ahead and click and buy and follow you and join you and participate in your service or coaching. So the compelling headline, again, that's going to be on everything. So headline, we've talked about that multiple times at this point. Capture their attention, speak to their senses, and you don't always have to speak to their senses, but you want to have something up there that grabs their attention. And if you're looking for help with that, don't hesitate to reach out with me. I love working on headlines with people. And actually I need to double check my calendar. It's either this Friday. I think it's this Friday. It's either this Friday, this Saturday, or next Monday. But I'm actually going to be hosting I think it's Friday. Yeah. This Friday, I'm actually going to be doing a bonus section for anybody who's willing to show up. And I'll be doing a post about that later this week on the exact time and everything. But if you want somebody to look at your headline or to look at your sales page, I'm going to be opening up a room here in the group focused on content creation for you to hop in, and you can speak directly with me, 100% free. And we can look at those headlines, and we can look at the rest of your page as well. So, or we can even look at your ads and ad copy. So that's what I'm going to be doing that later this week, and you can actually get some real advice, direct advice about your headlines. The story and the pain points. So this goes back to the journey. And actually, there's a few sections in here that really go into that journey aspect that you need to be including in your content and in your sales copy. You need to tell your audience what they can expect from you and where they can, and when it comes to the solution, there we go, solution right here. What is the exact transformation you're going to bring them on? Don't put a catchy headline up there that says, learn this, trick for XYZ, and then have everything be completely about something else that doesn't give them the solution for fixing XYZ. Okay? So you want to be really clear, direct, and honest about the exact solution and transformation that you bring to them. So this section, sections 2 and 3, story/pain points and solution, has changed a lot. And while you are going to still have it on your sales page, it's more about the journey. So basically, we've taken the story, the pain points, and the solution, and we've combined it with the offer and the benefits and the details. So basically, sections 2 through 7, we can minus the call to action, because the call to action is just click here. Honestly, I should put this at the bottom. But 2 through 7 here has really been condensed into the journey that you're going to take your clients on. And when it comes to your sales page, really, as long as you have that information in your sales post or ad that's leading them to that page, you don't even really need it anymore on the page. In fact, your page could be the compelling headline and a call to action button and your bio, and that'd be it. I've seen plenty of sales pages that are just like that. I don't know if she's on here right now, but Leanne Hale, that's what she does with her sales pages, and it works just fine. But that's because she has all the content, all of her content, all of the copy that she puts out there to her audience. It's already answered all the questions. And so you can keep answering the questions in your sales page, but really these items are going to be in the value content that you're giving and in the sales post that's leading them to the sales page. Okay, so pricing, social proof, guarantee, who the offer is for/not for, facts. So those are the sections we really haven't talked about yet, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. When it comes to your pricing, you obviously need to put the pricing on your sales page. I don't know how many sales pages I've looked at, and it gives me all this information about how amazing this program is, but it doesn't tell me how much it costs. Now, I kind of find that as a turnoff. Now, some people may not care, but I like to know what you're going to ask me to pay before I click the button to go find out. I don't want to waste my time having, gone through your page and not know how much it costs. Like, especially if it sounds like something that you're giving away for free, and then I get over to the page and it turns out it's not a free event or a free worksheet. It's $37, and that's fine. Tell me you're going to charge $37 for it. I don't care. I'll pay the $37 if it sounds valuable enough to me. But if you're going through this whole spiel and don't say how much it's going to cost, and you kind of you overhype it. And then I get to the next page and it's like, oh, here, insert your credit card information. It's kind of like, I don't know, it feels scammy. So don't make it look like a scam by not including the prices on there. Put the price on there. The people who can pay it will pay it. Those who can't, they'll go find the money if they think it's valuable enough. And those who don't think it's valuable enough, they're just going to leave, and that's fine. But at least the price is there. It saves you so much time. Now, when it comes to pricing, you can't necessarily always put it on your Facebook ad or your Facebook post, depending on where you're sharing it. Mostly because Facebook has rules and it gets very picky when it comes to numbers. So careful about putting pricing on your ads, your sales posts, especially if you're posting a sales post on your personal page. Big no-no, because you're not technically supposed to sell over there. So pricing, put it on your sales page, put it on your services page if you can. If what you do is very customized, then put a link there so that they can get a quote from you. And that's fine too. Social proof. So there's actually two types of social proof. Social proof isn't necessarily just testimonials. So because I hear that question a lot. How am I supposed to have social proof if I can't get a client? Well, social proof isn't just, having references. It's not just, people's, compliments of you. Social proof is also, samples of your work. Like, especially if you're like a graphic designer or something like that. You have a portfolio. I'm a copywriter. I have a portfolio. So my social proof isn't just the reviews on my Facebook page. It's also my portfolio of all of the content I've written over the years. And beyond that, social proof is also the transformation, like your story. A lot of coaches I talk to, they became a coach because they were able to take themselves through this journey, and now they want to help others walk through the same journey. So that goes back to what we were talking about up here with the pain points and the announced offer and the solution and all that. The journey you're going to take your clients through, it might be the same journey that you took, and that's your social proof right there. So it doesn't always necessarily have to be about the reviews of other people. Guarantee. So you can give a guarantee if you want to. Maybe you do a 30-day money back guarantee, or maybe you just simply promise to keep working with them until they've completed the transformation. So I've seen a couple of coaches, they have a 6-week package, but there's a few people that they've had come into their program, and it takes them a little longer than 6 weeks actually to complete the full transformation. So rather than, showing off the contract and be like, well, you only signed up for 6 weeks. You've only paid me 6 weeks. I need more money to keep going. Because the client hasn't reached the full transformation, they keep working with them because, again, it's about the building of the relationship. So when it comes to your copy, don't feel like you have to have something like a 30-day money back guarantee. A guarantee could also be that you promise to work with them till they've achieved the transformation, as long as they're doing the work. Obviously, you don't want to keep working with somebody if they're not putting in the effort as well. So that's the guarantee. Bio, we talked a little bit about that already, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. Your bio needs to showcase you as the expert. It needs to tell a little bit about your story, where you came from and how you got to be where you are today. And it doesn't have to necessarily be everything that you've done online. It could be what you did in your previous job. It could be what you did in high school as a kid. Your bio can contain basically whatever information you want. All right. Who the offer is for and who the offer is not for. So you no longer need to put this on your sales page. It's not necessary. It's just added information. If they want to purchase, they're going to click the buy button, because today you need to have already started building up value, rapport, and a relationship with your client or a potential client, your audience. And this will become very clear in your copy and and should be made very clear on your sales post because when you talk about the journey that you're taking them through, it's going to tell them who the offer is for, because it's going to tell them where they are in their journey and what part of the journey you're going to help walk them through. Because as people, we're going to have multiple mentors in our life. We're going to reach out to multiple people to work with us in our lives. And they're going to come to you and hire you for the problem that you solve and for the transformation that you can bring them. And you're going to help them solve it. And because they're of the part of the journey that they're in. So maybe you're a health coach and you help people work through the part of the journey where they are losing that large amount of weight that they've put on due to years of not knowing what to eat or how to eat. Or maybe you're a health coach and you help people who have already gone through that part of the journey, and now they are hooked on taking care of themselves, eating right, working out, but they want a little bit more. Maybe they want to start building muscle. Maybe they want to look a specific way, and you help them do that. So when you walk through your client's journey and what transformation you help bring to them, you automatically answer this question right here: who the offer is for and not for. Facts, frequently asked questions. You don't need this on your sales page anymore. Honestly, even before, it was kind of just like extra, regurgitated info that was probably already answered up here. However, these are the questions, those frequently asked questions that you get all the time, really should be probably part of your value content. And those that really aren't necessarily the value content are probably already answered in here, the journey. So a lot of times the questions that you end up answering in a facts page are journey questions. Oops. What? Okay, sorry. A lot of times your value content ends up answering a lot of the questions that come before the journey, that who this is for and not for. And they also end up answering a lot of the journey questions. So we're going to move on now. So like I was saying, your value content replaces many of the sections we just discussed. Ads are being shown to people who don't know and trust you yet. Sharing a little extra on the sales page is great, but consider giving more details in a video to shorten the sales page. So video is extremely popular. In fact, I had a couple moments where I almost thought I might be going out of business just because of how popular videos are these days. But that's just my own insecurity. Writers, we're notorious for it. We're constantly questioning ourselves and our abilities. I think every writer suffers a little bit of imposter syndrome. Just it's the nature of the work that we do. With that, having to be creative, but also serve our audience and create content. But when it comes to sales pages, if you feel like the journey you take your client on is quite a bit long, I really suggest making a video about it. Talking about your program and the exact journey that you take your audience through, and putting that close to the top of your sales page. Obviously, you still want to have that big headline up there to capture their attention. I would do like a little introductory statement of your offer, and then I'd have the video. And then basically a lot of what you stated in the video, I would repeat in the content below, because not everybody is going to click to watch that video. But when it comes to creating your sales page, and when it comes to creating your value content, a lot of these items are going to be answered in there. So we no longer need 14 section long sales pages. In fact, really what we need is a compelling headline, our journey, and the price, maybe a bio. Introduce yourself. And that's also another great reason to have a video on your sales page, because you can also forego the bio a little bit because you introduce yourself in the video. So there's that. Yeah, long sales pages are dead. Don't do them. Nobody reads them. Nobody wants to. They reek of what they, as they like to say, bro marketing. Like basically being in the old days of being on Wall Street and selling just because you could versus selling because you want to help. So long sales pages, they are for the people who are all about the sale and not the people who are building up relationships. So don't use them. Focus on the offer. One problem, fix it quickly, social proof. We talked about this just a moment ago. So you want to make sure that in your copy and when it comes to your sales content specifically, that you're focused in on one problem. Your offer, it should solve one problem, and it should fix it pretty quickly. Now, not all problems can be solved in an hour or even 6 hours. Some problems, they might take a year to fix. So when it comes to those longer problems, those 12-month long problems that you're going to take, you really need to educate your audience. And you need to educate them on why it takes time. So one problem, do your best to fix it quickly when you're creating your offers. Try and come up with a quick, the best way to, and when I say quick fix, I don't mean sticking a Band-Aid on it. I mean actually fixing the problem. So if it's something you can fix in 1 hour, great. If it takes you 6 hours, awesome. If it takes you 12 months, okay. But be open and honest about it and explain why it takes as long as it does. Social proof. As I said before, social proof is more than reviews. It's examples, it's statistics, and occasionally it's just simple common sense. I'm sure many of you can think about certain things that you've worked on with your clients, and it's really just a matter of common sense, and they're getting in their own way on the topic. Maybe they've got some trauma that they're dealing with and they're trying to fix. So they're getting in their own way when common sense has told them, just take a deep breath, let it go, right? So talking about this in your copy, in your content, it's just as good as having 1,000 reviews from other people. Now, you do want to collect reviews. You do want to talk to other people, and you want to know what other people think about what it is you're doing. But when you're just getting started, it's okay to just use examples, factual statistics, like from site. There's so many sites that collect data that willingly and openly share it. So utilizing those statistics and mentioning, simple common sense things and how you can really help people achieve that and get back to that place where they're doing what they know is the right thing to be doing. Hey, this is where you can find me. I'm actually in the middle of redoing my website, but I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm also on YouTube. I've got a few videos up there, not many, but they're previous lives I've done. Yeah, we can open up the door for questions. If anybody has questions, either now or when you catch the replay, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes while I check over here. Looks like we just have one person on. I imagine that's probably Tammy. If anybody else is watching, say hi. Oh. Yeah, tell me the price. Misleading copy is a total turnoff. Yes, Tammy, it really isn't it? I totally agree. All right, so I don't see any questions coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live for today. Tomorrow I will be back again to talk about email and email sequences related to sales. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 1 o'clock Central Time. And if meantime, anybody who watches the replay, please drop any questions. I will be checking back in tomorrow. Hey, love you guys. Bye.